My impression before was this guy who had managed to make big movies, a mainstream Hollywood success, but by making very odd, interesting and strange films that ticked all the boxes in terms of what you want as an audience experience, in terms of the sort of the big event movie type thing that you want for all those movies, but at the same time they were all really odd, interesting, strange, surprising films in terms of plot, in terms of story, but also in terms of tone at times as well. Like you were talking about how you were just starting to get interested in these last couple of films you've done about the humour alongside the scary aspects and all that stuff, but like even in something like Signs, which is so like a serious movie about aliens and about faith in God and all that kind of stuff, but we've talked about it before, like pretty much all the cast are kind of, except for you who's really serious in it, is that everybody's like really charming and kind of quirky and funny, like even in some of the most perilous situations, you know? And that was just something I was very excited about, getting to read this script that Nick sent me, because I was thinking if it's going to be anything like any of those things, I know I'm going to be excited, and I think I was satisfied on a level that I couldn't have anticipated really when I started to read Split, because I was laughing and I was scared and I was shocked and I was disturbed, not only as an actor but as an audience member as well, and slightly disturbed at what I might have to do as an actor too. I knew I'd be outside my comfort zone, I knew we'd be pushing an audience outside their comfort zone, but at the exact same time as entertaining them as well, which was something that was all very exciting. So that was my impression of him beforehand, and it went even further. Getting to work with him, he's one of the most technically gifted and well-educated directors I've worked with. So along with his ability to write a good script, he's got an ability to actually execute, to not only visualise but to actually execute and achieve that vision, by not just relying on the technical geniuses around him, but by his own technical abilities and genius as well. So there you are, that's M. Night Shyamalan, everyone.
Wow. You know, I tack towards theater-trained actors or total newcomers. And one, the newcomers have kind of a rawness and they haven't learned kind of bad habits and generalizations that I have to undo. They're raw and they don't have craft, and then I help them with the craft. And then the other side are the extremely experienced stage actors like James, that I can rely on their craft to unlock their rawness, their truth again. So I don't have to fight their technique. Their technique is my great asset, you know, in the process. And I do long takes. I enjoy the same things that theater actors enjoy, that commitment to movement. Wow, that take was really angry. I loved it. Keep going in that direction, you know, like the following through and going through it. You know, film acting is different than stage acting, and I prefer for me personally, the stage acting muscles that come from that training. But, you know, as with, you know, everything, I believe this in life, but, you know, in filmmaking, the more specific you think about something and put it out in the universe, then that specificity comes back. You know, if you're blurry, blurry comes back to you. And, you know, I've trusted that in life. You know, if you write a specific character, and obviously Kevin is the most specific character you could possibly write, you know, for my career and probably I'll ever write. So specific, and the exact human being that needed to play that role emerges, literally steps in front of me at an event. The exact person, theater trained, who can do the comedy, can do the emotion, can play the child, can play the woman, can play all the things that, even like the identity at the end of the movie, it's almost impossible to think your way through that. Who could do that, and is it possible to find that person? You know, we're getting philosophical a little bit, but being so specific and putting it out there, and then literally him walking right up to me, that makes sense to me. The way I see the world, as you can tell from my movies, I have a sense of, like, you know, that I believe in. I believe that the universe is a benevolent place. Yeah, I think, yeah, what's really important is that his sensibility of art and entertainment, that balance of his, how he values those two things, are very similar to mine. right? So we could match on the artist side, but not on the entertainment side, you know, because there's some actors who are wonderful artists, but they find entertaining people, that's just not, that's not what I, you know, that's beneath me kind of thing. But you love to entertain people. You love the art and entertainment, and I love both as well. So I think that's why we're such a really strong match, because that's difficult to find.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah. Do you want to go first?
Thanks very much for buying the Blu-ray and/or DVD of Split, this movie that we're incredibly proud to have made and written and directed by this man here, M. Night Shyamalan.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoy the movie and watch it, because I do spend a lot of time on those little details that you watch on the second viewing and the third viewing. And obviously with this movie, maybe you don't know this, but if you haven't watched it yet, but when you watch it, at the end, there might be something shocking that you have to go back and reevaluate what you've watched. And you know, I want the movie to continually to blossom as you're watching it, but then mostly as you're walking out after seeing it, that it continues to grow in your mind. So I hope it's one that you'll keep in your home and enjoy that growing sense of what it is.